Hi there everybody and welcome along to the big quiz night in. It's another Facebook Live virtual pub quiz night and we'll be starting again in about 10 minutes time. A little bit later starting than normal this evening. It's been a busy old day, but I hope you're all doing well and we'll be chatting a lot throughout the show as always. But the quiz rounds are up here in the corner as per usual. The usual Sunday quiz lineup during lockdown 2. We'll go through 3 of those rounds on this live show and the 4th round, the picture round, will be shared afterwards. That'll be automatically posted at 9:30 UK time. I always try and schedule those to be posted for you automatically so you know to expect them and come and look for them on the page then. And it's a really fun one this week. It's all about movie posters, so we'll talk about that as well later on in the show. Welcome to everybody that's just joining in. The first thing I like to do as always is welcome you all to the live show before we start at about 8 o'clock. And as I'm doing that, I'm going to be sharing the link out there for the video. And lovely to see some people joining already. Hope you're all doing well. Get in the comments. I'll be chatting to you there, no doubt, very soon whilst I share the link out there. And if you want to hit that share button, that will be much appreciated as well. Let people know that the quiz is happening right now, as I am as well. And we'll see if we can get a nice big crowd in for this evening's quiz. We'll have some fun. We've got those 3 quiz rounds to go through as per usual, and it'll be a good laugh, I'm sure. Let me know how you've been. Are you having a cheeky tipple on the Sunday? Because I am on the Heineken, and I'm very much happy to be here, although there's a lot of noise in the background this evening. The kids are a little bit late to bed tonight, so apologies for that, but hey, it is what it is. Not much we can do about it right now, but I'm sure we will have a great night regardless. Get yourself in the comments then. Let's see who's here. If you are new to the quiz, I'm going to be reading out the questions for you from 8 o'clock onwards. We'll do 15 questions per quiz round, and then I'll go through any repeats that you might like. And once I've gone through those repeats, we'll see what the answers are. You can mark your own, of course, tally up your scores, put those in the comments. We'll celebrate with those who do well and we'll commiserate with those who don't do particularly well in a round, but it doesn't matter ultimately because we're here to have fun, for a community feeling, to bring everybody together, to have a chat, have a laugh, and with a bit of trivia thrown into the mix as well. And here are the comments coming in hot with Tony devises Uno has pen poised. Excellent. And I'm glad you weren't confused with the Patreon emails today and knew that it was a quiz night for everybody. Patreon quiz night is Tuesday this week. It's always the last Tuesday of the month. So if anybody's wondering why I'm not on Facebook Live this coming Tuesday where I normally would be, it's because it's a Patreon quiz night and I'll talk more about what to expect coming in the coming months for Patreon as well later on. Sarah's here. Evening, bud. I'm on the Wicked tonight. LOL. WKD. Interesting. I didn't even know that was still a thing, to be honest, but fair play. Andy says, good evening. Welcome along. James is here. Good evening to you, mate. And Jace as well. Good evening. Exciting times. I've just noticed, look at this, right? The way I've got my camera set up, I can't show you the fact I've got my Lima t-shirt on again. I was just saying earlier on that my beard's getting so long now, it's going to be covering whatever logos and things I have on my t-shirts. So I need to just back up a little bit, I think, because I want to make sure I get that in shot every now and then. Lima is a social audio platform I use. If you follow me for any great length of time, you'll know all about that, particularly if you're a top fan. If you are in the top fan group, you'll see those posts all the time where I share audio quizzes. And it's been a lot of fun this season. Lots of different kind of quizzes being shared this time round. With a season that will finish just before Christmas. Daily episodes I've been posting as per usual there, including the music rounds. So if you like your music rounds, I'm going to play you 15 songs and you have to guess the songs, the artist and titles. You get 1 point for each. And so yeah, that's been a lot of fun as well, being able to share those, because we normally would play those in the pub, the King's Head and Bell, where I normally do these quiz nights. We're coming up to 8 o'clock, so we've got about 7 minutes left by my watch, so to speak. Let me know how you're all doing. We've got some more people joining us now. Welcome along. TV and films will be the first round as per usual with the Sundays. The format for Sunday quizzes will always pretty much always be that way for as long as we're in lockdown 2. Once we're out of lockdown and I'm back at the pub again, probably just go back to the Tuesday night quizzes, and it's always different every Tuesday. I try and mix it up as much as I can with the Tuesday quizzes, but the Sunday quiz is the way it is, because that's what it would normally be if we were, or pretty much what it would normally be if I was hosting in the pub that I like to host in. Do we have any new people watching No Wonder this evening? Feel free to say hello. Again, you don't have to. You can just watch along and see how you do. But it is fun to get in the comments and have a chat with everybody. Owen's here. Good evening to you. Freddie's Fickos. Owen and Linda, welcome along. Good result for Spurs, wasn't it? I don't know if we talked about it yet, but yeah, beating Man City. We're very happy about that. Good evening to Luke, another top fan. Glad you could join us. Tad's here as well. Yes, Owen's in there. Nice little win yesterday. And an interesting result for our other North London rivals, shall we say, today. That means that one of their players is going to miss the North London derby coming up, so happy with that. One of my Arsenal supporting friends is fully expecting us to thrash them. I'm not going into it too confident, but I think we should be. We'll see how it goes. Tracy's here. Good evening to you, Tracy. Hope you're well. Yeah, we're going to have some fun this evening. I had a little bit of a mini heart attack, a little panic earlier on, because about 7 o'clock I went through the quiz rounds and realised that I hadn't been emailed the sport round for this evening. So that was a very quick panicky phone call, calling the boss man I work for and host these quizzes for, saying, hello, you didn't send me the sport round and I'm going live in about 45 minutes. And he was just stepping out the door. So he had to run back in and send it. Yes, Owen, the team from Woolwich, yeah. Yeah, they're renting that place near us, aren't they? Yeah, so thankfully he was good enough to send the sport round over. So we do have the 3 rounds as advertised tonight. Although I'm sure some of you will be delighted when we stop doing sport rounds. But I do know some of you do like it for a change to have those regularly. So, you know, it is what it is. We try and please as many people as we can. You can never please everybody in these things. So yeah. All right, 4 minutes to go. As I take another sip of the old beer. And yeah, let's see. Anybody else want to say hello in the comments before we start? Do we have any new people here? Do you want to make yourself known? Because which has been really nice to see, actually. We've been getting a lot of, I say a lot, a handful of more follows and likes on the quiz page. Hasn't happened for a while. It's been pretty stable, but we have had a good 11 or 12, I think, new likes on the page, which might lead to some new people, regular show watchers, which is nice. Nice to see a bit of a blip there, a little increase in the numbers. Always looking at those. Owen says, by the way, we are still top on goal difference currently. Oh, yes. I saw. I realised that unless Leicester win tonight, we would still remain top, because it's unlikely that Liverpool are going to score enough goals to go above us on goal difference. What are the scores at the moment? I know it's only just started, hasn't it? I think it was 7:45 kickoff, that game. But yeah, keep me posted on that, because obviously I'm not watching it right now. We're trying not to talk about football throughout the evening, but I do want to know. Do keep me posted on the scores, please. So yeah, the link's been posted out there though. Any more shares, if you want to share them, that would be great to see. Again, you can always invite people. I think the other thing we said we were going to do today, for those who are watching on Tuesday's show, I think it was to tag a random person, or tag a Chris in particular, after somebody, I can't remember who it was, somebody accidentally tagged somebody they knew called Chris, and they meant to tag me in the comments. And they tagged somebody else who ended up accidentally tuning in and watching a bit of the quiz, wondering what on earth they'd been tagged in. So just for fun tonight, as we're going through, I don't know, maybe in a few minutes' time, we'll do tag a Chris, or if you don't know anybody called Chris, just tag somebody else randomly and just see what happens. See if they end up stopping by, because I know there's going to be a lot of other people out there that might enjoy what we do here, and so it'll be fun to get them. It'll be fun to get some randomers dropping by and saying hello. And then we could maybe see if they stick around. Or maybe they come back another time. Who knows? 1-0 after 40 minutes. Jota is hotter than Vardy. Oh yeah, 2-0. 2-0 now. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Let's have a quick look as well, actually. Jeff, that was you. Okay, yeah, thank you. All right, well, we're going to play that game today. All right, we're going to do it. Maybe not we'll do it at the same time. We'll keep an eye out. Yeah, 2-0 Liverpool. Okay, I did just have a look. 2-0 Liverpool. Excellent. Okay, that's fine. We can let Liverpool win that one. We'll still stay top on goal difference. That's fine. What a sight. Sarah says, tag a Chris. Let's get this trending. Oh, please. That'd be so funny. I mean, I don't think we've got enough people watching for that to happen. But if we could get it just trending just a little bit, oh, that'd be so funny. Please do hashtag tag a Chris and then tag somebody in at some point. Chris's lives matter. They do. Good evening to Blackpool Bar Stewards. Welcome, Chris. Thank you for tuning in again. It's great to have you here. 1 minute to go until we start. Looks like we've got the usual crowd watching along now, so that's great. Maybe we'll have a few other people. Maybe there's a few silent people who are not jumping in the comments, which again is fine. But we shall see. My darling wife's dropped by now. Help yourself to a beer, yeah? Good. Well deserved beer. Yeah, been a busy old day for both of us, I think. But hey, we had some fun. So TV and films is round number 1, guys. Moments away. In fact, it is now 8 o'clock. So let's make a start. Okay, so I think everybody's been in the comments and most of you watching will know how it works if you missed my little blurb at the beginning, but keep the answers to yourself until the end of the 15 questions. And then when I read out the answers, you can mark your own and then put your scores in the comments with or without your team name if you've got one. One more new comment's just popped in before we start. Good evening, Tavernia. We have half a dozen assembling, I imagine that means. Great stuff to see. All right, let's make a start then. Now that half a dozen are here as well, or at least some of them. Let's make a start with the TV and films round then, guys. Question number 1. Who had his own TV burp on UK TV? Who had his own TV burp on UK TV? Not much I can do about this. I really like to sit in such a way that the old Lima promotion gets in there as well. It'll just appear randomly, I guess. So yeah, who had his own TV burp on UK TV? That's question 1. Question 2 is for 3 points. Eat My Shorts, Jinkies, and It's Hero Time were catchphrases spoken by which cartoon characters? 1 point for each there. Eat My Shorts, Jinkies, and It's Hero Time were catchphrases spoken by which cartoon characters? You get 1 point for each there. That's question number 2. Good evening to Dave Brown. Welcome along, mate. Hope you're doing well as per. Just done question 2. I'll of course do any repeats you need me to, and once we get to the end of the round, just let me know. It's no problem. Hola, let's get quizzical here. Sorry we're slightly late. That's okay. The fact you're here is all that matters. And just made it. Good evening. Junior's here. Welcome, Ju. Glad you could join us as well. It's the rest of half a dozen coming together, I guess. Well done. Glad you could make it. Question number 3 now in TV and films. What, apparently, according to the TV ad, do 1 million housewives say every day when they pick up a can of beans? You wouldn't get away with an ad like this these days. No way. What do 1 million housewives say every day when they pick up a can of beans? Apparently. Yes. Glad you could all make it. It's so nice that we've got, although I love having new people join in as well, it's always nice to get that community feeling together with the regular people joining every quiz they can. And speaking of that, Team Bath have just dropped in. Hi to Jenny, glad you could make it as well. To you both, or however many people you have in your team. I forget if it's just 2 of you or more. I don't know. Maybe you can let me know and remind me. But I'm glad you could make it. That's good. Good turnout. Thanks for joining, guys, again. Question number 4 then is for 3 points now. For 3 points. Carrie Matheson, Rosa Diaz, and Joan Watson are leading characters in which popular US TV series? 1 point for each, 3 different shows. Carrie Matheson, Rosa Diaz, and Joan Watson are leading characters in which popular US TV series? Just you and Mr. B, Tom. Okay, good. All right, thank you. Yeah, I do. It takes me a while, but I do remember some of these things eventually. So yeah, I will remember that now and try to. So that was another 3-pointer there. Carrie Matheson, Rosa Diaz, and Joan Watson are leading characters in which popular US TV series? 1 point for each. Question 5. Question 5, you've got a 50-50 shout here. Which film was released first between Legally Blonde and Miss Congeniality? Which film came first, Legally Blonde or Miss Congeniality? Choose one. Question number 6 is for 3 more points. Question 6, which actors played Freddie Mercury in Bohemian Rhapsody, Elton John in Rocket Man, and James Brown in Get On Up? Which actors played Freddie Mercury in Bohemian Rhapsody, Elton John in Rocket Man, and James Brown in Get On Up? 1 point for each. We've been watching, catching up on the Voice Kids series, and we just watched one of the episodes where a group of these kids sang Barcelona by Freddie Mercury, Montserrat somebody or other, or a female opera singer. Abby's waving, I think she's going to bed now. And it was phenomenal. If it's on YouTube, you gotta look it up. Voice Kids, Barcelona, you've got to check it out. It's incredible. Yeah. Okay, question number 7 now. What was the title of the first Jack Ryan movie to be released? What was the title of the first Jack Ryan movie to be released? I think we'll do hashtag tag a Chris after this first round. We'll do it after the first round, so you don't have to worry about writing down any answers. It's going to be funny. Even if it's only one of you that does it. Doesn't matter which Chris it is, just get ready. Be prepared. After the first round, we'll do hashtag tag a Chris and then at that Chris into the comment and send it into the comments here. And we'll see what happens. Okay, question number 8 now. Question number 8. Which actor links these films? Zoolander, Dodgeball, and The Wedding Crashers. Montserrat Caballé. Yeah. Thanks, James. That's it. I had to show the kids the original so they would appreciate just how good what we saw was. And they were like, oh, okay. Oh, it's amazing. Definitely check it out. Yes, which actor links these films for question 8? Zoolander, Dodgeball, and The Wedding Crashers. One actor links all of those films. Question number 9 now. Question number 9. What you gonna do was the tagline for which popular film? What you gonna do was the tagline for which popular film? That's question 9 in the TV and films round. 15 questions per round, in case you didn't know, for any new people watching. Question number 10 is for 2 points then. Question 10. Let's move on to the next one now. Remember, I always do repeats at the end if I go too fast through these quiz rounds. Question 10 for 2 points. Which actors played Indiana Jones's father and his son in the films? Which actors played Indiana Jones's father and his son in the films? 1 point for each. No, Sarah's already tagging a Chris. Alright, well, we're on 29 devices watching right now. So we'll just see. We'll see what happens. Right, question number... Where are we now? Question number 10. Another 50-50 shout here. Which was Justin Timberlake or Miley Cyrus younger when they made their TV debuts? Was Justin Timberlake or Miley Cyrus younger when they made their TV debuts? Choose one. That is question 11 in the TV and films round. You're going to have to put, when we start doing this, you're going to have to put hashtag Tagger Chris as well, so they kind of have an idea that something's happened that might involve them, I think. And it won't start trending in any way unless people put that as well. But anyway, question 12 now is for 3 points. Question 12. What were the names of the rooster, the pig, and the skunk who starred in the Merry Melodies cartoons? What were the names of the rooster, the pig, and the skunk who starred in the Merry Melodies cartoons? 1 point for each. There we go, Sarah. Well done. So another 3 points there. The rooster, the pig, and the skunk in the Merry Melodies cartoons. What were their names? 1 point for each. Question 13. Another 3 points here. In fact, all the remaining questions are 3-pointers. Okay. So, question 13. Tom Cruise has starred in which 3 movie franchises so far? Tom Cruise has starred in which 3 movie franchises so far? By franchise, I mean more than one movie. He's made more than one movie, therefore making it a franchise rather than a standalone film. Owen, thank you. Yeah, tag it, Chris. Yeah, you can start doing that now if you want, guys. You don't have to wait till the end of the round. If you can think of somebody who's called Chris that you want to tag in, just do it. Go ahead. But do use the hashtag #TaggerChris. That's so funny. At least I find it amusing. Yes, so Tom Cruise has starred in which 3 movie franchises so far? Just name the general franchise of those movies for 1 point each. And then we'll move on. 2 more questions left in the TV and films round, and 2 more rounds, of course, throughout the evening. And the picture round will follow once we finish the show. Question 14 for 3 points. Going to quiz you on your Sandra Bullock knowledge now. Sandra Bullock first plays an FBI agent, a con artist, and a supervillain in which 3 films? 1 point for each. Sandra Bullock first plays an FBI agent, a con artist, a supervillain in which 3 films? Name them for 1 point each. That's question 14 in the TV and films round. James, are you trying to tag in Chris Martin from Coldplay? Because I don't think that's going to work, mate. It's hashtag Tagger Chris and then at the person you want to bring in. But I appreciate the effort. Yeah, no, it's not going to work. Chris Kamara. I'd love it if all these random celebrities called Chris just stopped by. All right. So funny. Right, question 15 then. Time for the final question in the TV and films round. Another 3 points. And remember to let me know, yes, thank you, Owen. Let me know what repeats of questions you would like. Here's question 15. Put these superhero films into the correct order with the highest grossing first. Ant-Man, Aquaman, and Doctor Strange. Put these superhero films into the correct order with the highest grossing first. Ant-Man, Aquaman, and Doctor Strange. 1 point for each as always. If you get them all in the right order, that is 3 points for you. I think it should be 30 points in total for this round, in case you're wondering. I'll repeat questions 4 and 5 now for Owen, but let me know if you'd like any others repeated in the comments at this time. Thank you. And start atting other Chris's and hashtag tag a Chris. If you know any, let's bring them into the quiz, see what happens. It could be funny. Start doing that now if you haven't done so already. Okay, 3 and 7 for Martin. Right, I'll tell you what, I'll just do 3, 4, 5 and then 7 so that there's a break in between. Oh, hello, 1 and 2 as well. Do you know what? Let's just start at the top. All right, question number 1. Who had his own TV burp on UK TV? Who had his own TV burp on UK TV? That was question 1. Question 2 was Eat My Shorts, Jinkies, and It's Hero Time were catchphrases spoken by which cartoon characters? Eat My Shorts, Jinkies, and It's Hero Time. 3 different cartoon characters who had those catchphrases. Name them for 1 point each. Then we'll go on to Martin's request for 3. So, question 3. What do a million housewives say every day when they pick up a can of beans? What do a million housewives say every day when they pick up a can of beans according to their advertising campaign? Question 4 now, as Owen asked for. Questions 4 and 5. Carrie Matheson, Rosa Diaz, and Joan Watson are leading characters in which popular US TV series? Carrie Matheson, Rosa Diaz, and Joan Watson are leading characters in which popular US TV series? 1 point for each, 3 different shows. Question 5 was which film came first, Legally Blonde or Miss Congeniality? Did anybody ask for 6? I don't think so. So we can go on to number 7. So Martin, back with number 7 then for Let's Get Quizzical. This was question 7. What was the title of the first Jack Ryan movie to be released? And then we have 9 and 11 and 14 just in there from Emma. So 9 and 11 for Andy. Question number 9, what you gonna do, was the tagline for which popular film? Question 11, what were the name, question 11, was Justin Timberlake or Miley Cyrus younger when they made their TV debuts? So 50-50 shout there, choose one. Justin Timberlake or Miley Cyrus, who was younger when they made their TV debut? And question 14 was the Sandra Bullock question. Sandra Bullock first plays an FBI agent, a con artist, and a supervillain in which movies? 1 point for each. An FBI agent, a con artist, and a supervillain. Name the movies for 1 point each. There's a lot of multiple points up for grabs there, and I went through it quite quick, so I fully understand why I needed to repeat a lot of those, and some of you obviously had to join a bit late, so no problem. Hopefully you're all up to speed now, because in a moment I am going to go through those answers. So tally up your scores as always, and put your team names in the comments along with your scores once you know what the score is. If you haven't got a team name, then you can just put the score if you want to. But it does add a little bit more fun to it if you do have a team name. It's up to you, though. Of course. Right. So, here we go then. Question number 1. Who had his own TV burp on UK TV? That was Harry Hill. Question 2. Eat My Shorts, Jinkies, and It's Hero Time were catchphrases spoken by Bart Simpson for Eat My Shorts. Jinkies was Velma, or Velma Dinkley, off of Scooby-Doo. And It's Hero Time was Ben Tennyson, or Ben 10, from Ben 10. Slightly more modern animated show there. Question 3 now. What do a million housewives say every day when they pick up a can of beans? They say, beans means Heinz. I don't know, has anybody ever said that? Other than when they see it on the advert? I doubt it. Still, question 4. Carrie Matheson, Rosa Diaz, and Joan Watson are leading characters in which popular TV series? Carrie Matheson is from Homeland. which I thought was really good to begin with, and then I kind of lost interest after season 2. Brooklyn Nine-Nine for Rosa Diaz. Now that was brilliant. I was so happy when Chrissy introduced me to that. I watched all of those on Netflix, but if it's not on Netflix, I haven't seen more recent series. They've been all shown out of order on TV, so you have to wait for the watch the rest, I think. But Brooklyn Nine-Nine is hilarious and brilliant. And then Joan Watson is from Elementary. Beans means farts, says Owen. yeah. I can't imagine they'd advertise it in that way. Well, I don't know. All right, question number 5. Which movie came first, Legally Blonde or Miss Congeniality? One of them was released in the year 2000. The other was 2001. The correct answer is Miss Congeniality was first. Sarah is kicking butt with the hashtag #TagAChris, bringing in somebody else who she happens to know, called Chris or Christopher. Keep them coming. Come on, I know you know more of them out there. I'll tell you what, I don't know. Who do I know? I don't think I can... Oh, we can... If I do this as Big Quiz Night In, I could tag in Chris Tucker. That's the first one that comes up. Shall we do it? Let's do it. Tag Chris. There you go. What have we got to lose? Question number 6 now. Question 6. Which actors played Freddie Mercury in Bohemian Rhapsody, Elton John and Rocket Man, and James Brown in Get On Up? Okay, so here we go. Rami Malek played Freddie Mercury in Bohemian Rhapsody. I loved that film. They did such a good job. I know it's not 100% accurate to real life, but it's close enough for my liking. Brilliant film. Elton John in Rocket Man was Taron Egerton. Haven't seen that yet. And James Brown in Get On Up was played by Chadwick Boseman. Haven't seen that yet either, but I bet it's brilliant. Question 7. What was the title for the first Jack Ryan movie to be released? It was The Hunt for Red October. That one with Sean Connery in. Good film. Questionable Russian accent from Sean Connery, but then when didn't he have a questionable accent when he was trying to be somebody different? Question 8. Which actor links these films? Zoolander, Dodgeball and The Wedding Crashers. It was Vince Vaughn was in all 3 of those films. And they're all very funny, I believe. Question 9. What You Gonna Do was the tagline for which popular film? It was Bad Boys. And the Bad Boys franchise. I need to see that 3rd one, actually. I've not seen that yet. Question 10. Which actors played Indiana Jones's father and son on film? Well, we're back with Sean Connery from The Last Crusade. He played Indiana Jones's father. And then Shia LaBeouf in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull played his son. I'm so glad he didn't keep the hat at the end of that film, because it was not that good, was it? Question 11. Was Justin Timberlake or Miley Cyrus younger when they made their TV debuts? One was 9 years old, one was 11 years old. Miley Cyrus was the younger. 9 years old when she made her TV debut. Jenny Bath says, no, I feel responsible. Hashtag #TagAChris. Sarah says, LOL, I know less people called Chris, I guess you mean. That's fine. I'm sure there's more. James is trying to tag in more people. Keep it going. If I switch over to me, I don't know how many other Chris's I know. Let me see what happens. Let me go through the rest of the answers first, though. Priorities, Chris, come on. Question 12. The Merry Melodies cartoon characters were Foghorn Leghorn was the rooster, Porky Pig was, of course, the pig, and Pepe Le Pew was the skunk. I may have made a reference to Pepe Le Pew to my Arsenal supporting friend when I noticed that Pepe got sent off today. It was quite amusing, I thought. I'm always laughing at my own jokes. I'm terrible at that. Question 13. Tom Cruise has starred in which 3 movie franchises so far? So, he's been in Mission Impossible, of course. He's been in the Jack Reacher films and Top Gun, because Top Gun Maverick, the sequel, has been made, should have been released already, but hasn't because of COVID-19, but will be released at some point soon, and therefore makes Top Gun a franchise, not just a standalone movie. So Top Gun, Jack Reacher, and Mission Impossible for 3 points. Oh look, if I tag a Chris, the first name that comes up is my wife. I'm pretty sure she's listening in, but I'm going to tag her anyway. Right, question number 14. The Sandra Bullock films were Miss Congeniality, Ocean's 8, and Minions. She voices the supervillain in Minions, which is quite funny. Miss Congeniality and Ocean's 8 are the other two. Question 15. The three movies in the correct order. Highest grossing first. Aquaman was first with $1.14 billion. Then Doctor Strange with $688 million. And then in third was then Ant-Man with $520 million. So tally up your scores. Let me know if you need me to repeat any of those for you. Let's see how well you did in that round, and do keep on hashtag #TaggerChris if you haven't done so already. We won't do this every quiz because it's just going to annoy them, but I think it's quite funny for today. Let's keep it going. Whilst you do that, I'll grab myself my next beer, and then we'll crack on with the potluck round number 2. Okay. 19 points for Blackpool Bar Stewards, 25 for Back in Black. Good scores. Okay. 25. 20 points for Freddie Sickos. 20 points there. 21 for Tracy. 24 for Let's Get Quizzical. Tony says, Devises Uno is almost too embarrassed to put my score up. 10 points. Oh no. Never mind, Tony. Let's see how well you do in the next round. This is when you need to try and get some more people to join in. Get yourself a bigger team if you can, and then you have more minds to combine with your collective trivia knowledge. It's a shame that you are short-staffed on team numbers on Sundays. Maddie Cat Lady's here, and she says GeForce 16, but I was late. Oh, hang on, let's keep scrolling up 1 second. But I was late to the party, so only heard half the questions. If you got 16 points off of half those questions, I imagine that would put you right near the top. And so yeah, well done. That's a good score. Junior says 19, not great for half a dozen. Oh, that's all right though. On my own, carrying on with Tuesday's average theme at 21 points. 12 points for Dave. Good effort. 15 for Drew. Well done. Well done, Andrew. Thank you for submitting your score there. Leah says 19 for Cross Atlantic. That's another good score. Anybody else want to put their scores in the comments? Feel free to do so. Well done all round. I think the highest score was Back in Black, or at least is so far. Yeah, 24 for the Inquisitors. So there again, they're tying there with Let's Get Quizzical on 24 points. So 25, I think, was the winners there. Great jobs. 22 for Thelma and Louise. There's a new name there in the comments. Well, Louise on her own because Thelma's PC froze. Oh no. You need to, oh yeah, I don't know, there's not much I can do about that. There's lots of different devices you could watch the quiz on, and if you're stuck on the PC, there is a risk that things could freeze, unfortunately. But I'm so glad you're watching anyway. So good effort. 22 points is a good score. Maddie says, well, I may have exaggerated a bit when I said half. Okay, that's all right. You're very honest. It's still a good score. Well done. Great stuff, guys. All right, so again, if you haven't put your scores in yet, feel free to do so. I'll still give you a shout out for it. But we need to move on to the potluck round as well. So we're going to make a start on that. Just pour out my beer. And keep on tagging Chris's into the comments just for bants, to be honest. Because I think it's quite funny. You never know. We might get some new followers and new regulars watching. But I do appreciate it. If anybody is new and has discovered the quiz recently, welcome. We do have a laugh, I think. We do have some fun. I hope you stick around. Normally live every Sunday and every Tuesday, except for this coming Tuesday, but that's because it's a Patreon quiz night. If you want to know more about Patreon or how you can support me for the quiz in general, all the links are in the description. There's two there. There's one for a charity, which you could donate to if you wanted to. The other one will take you to a link tree that shows everything you can follow or support me on. So 2 of those are listed here. So you've got Buy Me a Coffee, which is a tipping service as and when. If you wanted to do that to help me out, that would be great. The other one is Patreon, which is a monthly fee, but then you get rewards for that every month, depending on what tier you register at. And all this money I'm earning from it is going towards saving to get better equipment to deliver a better virtual quiz. That's the only thing it's going towards, into a savings account, which we're doing all right. So yeah, maybe in the new year things will be improving again. We shall see how it goes, though. Your support is awesome and much appreciated. And if you can't do that, please just share what I'm doing and invite people to join in. Right, last few comments and then we'll do the potluck round. Chat will be just full of Chris's, lol. James has now put Christopher Biggins. Owen's not available for Patreon quiz this month. Oh, that's very sad. I'm sorry you can't join me. I haven't decided what rounds we're going to do on the Patreon quiz night. We do game show kind of quizzes. I haven't decided what I'm going to do this time, so I might put a call out for some ideas there. Jace, Chris Moyles, yeah, brilliant. Why not? Hashtag tag a Chris. Keep it going before we start that potluck round. So thanks for that, guys. Yeah, so potluck, 15 questions, general knowledge, anything goes, any subject could pop up in this round. Multiple points available here. In fact, 37 points in this round. Stack loads of points. Yes. All right, here we go. Question number 1. Which 3 colours are on the national flag of Italy? Which 3 colours are on the national flag of Italy? You don't need to put them in the right order because, frankly, I won't know either way. But you just need to write down what you think the 3 colours are, please. The 3 colours on the national flag of Italy. Oh dear. Hashtag tag a Chris. What other famous Chris's could we tag in? Chris Brown? No, I'm not tagging him in. No way. No way. I was always amazed. I don't know if you know this, but Chris Brown got in a bit of trouble for how he treated one of his exes. Allegedly. I don't know. Definitely proven guilty. Probably. So yeah, I'm really not fond of him, which is a shame because a lot of his songs get requested quite a lot when I was DJing. A lot of people really like his music. I never understood why they carried on requesting it when it all came out what he was like. But hey. Chris Agabusi, that's a happier Chris to tag in. Yeah, let's move on from that other one I just said. Black, white, yellow. Hang on, where's that coming in? Chris Rock, yeah, that'll be all right. Christopher Robin, yeah, I don't know how you're going to get on with that one. All right, I'll come back to that in a minute. Question 2, which creatures gather collectively in an army? Is it lemmings, ants, or gnats? Gnats. Which creatures gather collectively in an army? Is it lemmings, ants, or gnats? Choose one. Brilliant. Keep it going. Yeah, Andy, make sure you're chatting in the right place if you're talking about answers or whatever else you're talking about there. Crystal Maze. Yeah, okay. I like it, Franco. It's not how you spell it, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Although, speaking of Crystal Maze, we normally have a team called Quiztal Maze, a very long-standing regular quiz team of mine. Yeah, they're not with us, I don't think, tonight. At least I haven't seen any of them, but sometimes they'll pop up every now and then in the quiz online as well from my real-life pub quiz hosting days. Question number 3 is for 2 points. Which 2 words combine to create the portmanteau word funkadelic? Chris Christopherson, that would be very cool, Jace. I was thinking about that earlier and I forgot to say it. Chris Christopherson, yeah. He plays Whistler. I mean, apart from the fact he's an artist in his own right, he also plays Whistler in the Blade movies. Brilliant. So yeah, I'll say that again. Which 2 words combine to create the portmanteau word funkadelic? Portmanteau just basically means 2 separate words coming together to make a new word, or combining in some way to make a new word. So, which two words combine to make the new word funkadelic? 1 point for each. Chris Hemsworth, nah, can't see that one happening. Chris Kringle, got more chance of that one happening. Oh, brilliant. I need to come up with some Christmassy kind of designs to go with the Facebook border, don't I, for when we do quizzes through December, I think. Just thought of that. Okay, your next question then. Question number 4. Is a Belgian Limburger a type of dog, a type of pig, or a cheese? It's I'll put it in the comments actually. A Belgian Limburger. Is it a dog, a pig, or a cheese? There you go. Limburger. Is that a type of dog, a pig, or a cheese? For question 4. Owen says Chris T. Mass. Yes. That other famous Chris. Yes. Chris Kamara was mentioned already, but that's fine. The more times you hashtag it, the more it's likely to trend. Let's see what other ones we can do. This is very funny. Okay, your next question is question number 5 now. Which 4 creatures represent the houses of Hogwarts School? Harry Potter question for you. Which 4 creatures represent the houses of Hogwarts School? 1 point for each. Name the 4 creatures. Oh, there we go. One of my old colleagues is also called Chris. That's who I can tag in. There we go. Keep it going. Any more, you know, keep them coming. All right, question number 6 now. Question 6 in our potluck round. What words do Americans use for what we call candy floss, a baseball stadium, and a first-year student at a university? What words do Americans use for what we call candy floss, a baseball stadium, and a first-year student at university? 1 point for each. Christopher Dean, the skater. Yeah. Yeah, that'll do. Well done, Maddie. Hashtag Tagger Chris. Our Sunday special. If anybody's watching called Chris, I'm apologising now. You've been tagged in for a bit of a laugh. But thank you for tuning in. It's a pub quiz. It's all free. Stick around. It's a lot of fun. I should get that put on a shirt as well, to be honest. I say that as well a lot. Anybody that's watched any of my TikTok quick quizzes, if you've watched any of them, you know I say it's a lot of fun, a lot. Just feel like it's the right thing to say at the end of a video. I don't know why. Hopefully people do think that. All right, question number 7 now. Question 7. Which was the most recent American state to join the Union? Which was the most recent American state to join the Union? For 1 point, name the most recent American state. Question number 8. For this one, if you get it exactly right, you get 2 points because you have to guess the year. If you get the year exactly right of what these things happened in, you get 2 points. If you're 1 year either side, you get 1 point for being close. So, name the year all of these things happened in. Okay, 33 miners are rescued in Chile. BP's Deepwater Horizon leaks oil into the Gulf of Mexico. And Jesse Eisenberg portrayed Mark Zuckerberg. They all happened in the same year. Name it for 2 points if you get it exactly right. 1 point if you're either side. Chris T. Almighty, says James. Jan's here as well. He says, as an old WWE fan, Chris Jericho. Hashtag Tagger Chris. Good evening, everyone. I love it. Definitely one of those two, mate. And yes, Chris Jericho was one of my favourites. He came back. I think he's still going today, actually. He's also the lead singer of Fozzy. It was a rock band as well. I haven't heard any of their music, but he's a lead singer in that band too. But yeah, he's pretty cool. Like him. Definitely one of my favourites. My kids, or at least my daughter, has discovered wrestling recently. Tried to keep it from her for as long as possible, because I know as soon as they see it, I'm going to have to show them and talk to them about it, and I know they're going to end up copying it at home and at school, which they definitely should not do. But their friends are talking about it now, so I keep getting asked about it too. Christopher Walken, yeah, there's another legendary one. Yeah, that would be very cool. Would love to get him on the quiz. That would be very funny. All right, your next question. Question number 9 for 3 points. What type of castles were Ed Sheeran, Ian Van Dahl and Beyonce singing about in the UK singles chart? What type of castles were Ed Sheeran, Ian Van Dahl and Beyonce singing about in the UK singles charts? That one by Ian Van Dahl was an absolute tune. Brilliant. Loved that when that came out. Big tune. So yeah, I had to give my daughter a brief education on wrestling and explain what it is and why it is the way it is. Yeah, one of her friends is obsessed with The Undertaker, which, in fairness, couldn't pick much of a better wrestler really to be obsessed with, but yeah, that took some explaining. All right. Question 9 again. Those 3 songs by Ed Sheeran, Ian Van Dahl and Beyonce. What type of castles were they singing about? Question 10. Which celebrity dads named their kids Harper 7, River Rocket and Buzz Michelangelo? I've never heard of that one. Which celebrity dads named their kids Harper 7, River Rocket and Buzz Michelangelo? 1 point for each. Name the celebrity dads. All right. All more comments. Christopher Lee. Yeah, I don't think we can tag him in, James. I'd love it if we could. Would love it if we could. Good one, though, in keeping with the theme. Question 11. Question 11. Speaking of Christopher Lee, funnily enough, although not exactly, but you'll get what I mean in a minute. Which races were the J.R.R. Tolkien characters named Galadriel, Thorin Oakenshield, and Gollum? Which races were the J.R.R. Tolkien characters named Galadriel, Thorin Oakenshield, and Gollum? 1 point for each. So yeah, connected to Christopher Lee. Purely coincidental, of course. Four more questions left in this round. Still keeping with the fact that many points up for grabs. Question 12. This is your last 1 pointer of the round. The president-elect Joe Biden is the senator for which American state? The president-elect Joe Biden is the senator for which American state? That's been an interesting time, hasn't it? The old presidential election. I heard that, I haven't read much into it, but apparently the Trump administration want a Georgia recount again. I don't know how different it's going to be, but that's what I read today. We shall see. If we have any of our American friends watching along, perhaps you would probably know a lot more than I would. What's going on there? Right. Question number 13 now. This one is for 4 points. Your token chemical symbols question that makes its way into every potluck round pretty much. The chemical symbols of which 4 elements spell the word beastly when placed next to each other? The chemical symbols of which 4 elements spell the word beastly when placed next to each other. Just in case that's the spelling in the comments now. 4 elements, the chemical symbols of which 4 elements spell the word beastly when placed next to each other. 1 point for each correct answer. See how you get on with that one. Your next question is for 3 points. Another one for Christopher Robin. Hashtag Tagger Chris. Yeah. Again, I don't think we're having much luck with that one. If you know any real Chris's, though, that's where it's at now. Tag real Chris's in, please. And if you're wondering, if you just joined us, or if you missed why we're doing this, it all unravelled on, I think it was Tuesday's quiz last week. Tuesday's quiz, maybe Sunday. No, it was Tuesday's. Yeah, somebody decided to tag me and accidentally tagged in somebody else, and yeah, in the comments. So we thought Tagger Chris would become a thing for today. So that's it. But yeah, preferably real ones that you can actually tag in. Okay, your next question then, question 14. What are the names of the 3 principal gods of Hinduism? What are the names of the 3 principal gods of Hinduism? 1 point for each. There we go, Jace. There's another one. Crystal tips, Tony says. I mean, this is all also giving you ideas for pub quiz team names, because the word quiz can be substituted for Chris in many of those examples. And you find yourself with a funny pub quiz team name with the sound Chris. Quiz Christofferson is a classic. Obviously, Quiz Tool Maze, I mentioned already. Quiz Akabusi. Yeah, I've seen many variations of these quiz team names over the years. Quiztopher Robin, that would work as well. I mean, they all would, really. But, yeah, Quiz Kamara, definitely. Yeah. Question 15 then, your final question for 3 points. Let me know if you need any of the others repeated. Yeah, Chrissy's tagged in, our old colleague as well. That's the one I tagged in. Excellent. Okay, right, so question 15 then. According to a survey released in 2020, which 3 countries produced the most coffee in the world in 2019? According to a survey released in 2020, which 3 countries produced the most coffee in the world in 2019? Oh, Liverpool still 2-0 up with 15 minutes to play, which means Tottenham Hotspur will stay at the top of the Premier League, is a sentence I never thought I'd say out loud. Ever. I mean, it's not... I mean, it might last. I'm not going to hold my hopes up. I think it's more likely we'll take a cup as opposed to the league title this season if we do win anything at last. But man, it would be good. I might be up in the clouds for a very long time, and it'll take me a long old time to come back down if we won the league this season, I'm telling you. Or indeed any season. I mean, yeah, I would lose my mind. Christina Bell, yeah, good one. Right, let's go with some more repeats then. So top 3 for question 15. Let me just go back and check. Yes, which 3 countries produced the most coffee in the world in 2019, according to a 2020 survey? So yes, just the top 3 for that one, Owen, if that's what you meant there. Let's see. League table, yes. Yeah, unless Liverpool are going to score like another 9 more goals, they ain't going top. Goal difference, love it. Chrysanthemum. Oh, for goodness sake, Jace. Chrysanthemum. Oh, that's a good one. Okay, I've not heard that one before. Unless you actually mean you know somebody called that, then that would be amazing. Any more repeats for anybody before I go through the answers of the potluck round, and then we'll move on to our sport round? Chrysanthemum. It took me a little bit longer than I thought it would to work that one out. Okay, I've not seen any more repeat requests coming in, so I think we can go through the answers then for this one. See how well you did, tally up your scores as always, and then we move on to the sport round. So, for question 1, the 3 colours on the national flag of Italy are green, white and red. Green, white and red. Give yourself a point for each. Question 2, the creatures that gather collectively in an army is an army of ants. Question number 3 then, the word funkadelic is made up of the words funky for 1 point and psychedelic for 2. Funkadelic. 2 points there. Question number 4, the Belgian Limburger is a type of cheese. Question 5, the 4 creatures that represent the houses of Hogwarts School are a lion for Gryffindor, an eagle for Ravenclaw, a serpent for Slytherin, and for a badger for Hufflepuff. The big Chris night in. Hashtag tagger Chris. Okay, yeah, I suppose the word quiz can be swapped out for Chris as well as vice versa. The big Chris night in. Nobody wants that. Or maybe you do, that's why you're watching. Hey, oh, I love you guys. Alright, question number 6 now. Question 6. What words do Americans use for what we call candy floss, a baseball stadium, and a first-year student at university? So for question 6, it is cotton candy, a ballpark, and a freshman for 3 points. Cotton candy, ballpark, and freshman. Question 7, the most recent state to join the Union for America is Hawaii. Question 8, this was named the year. 2 points if you get it exactly right. 1 point if you're either side of the correct answer. 33 miners rescued in Chile. BP's Deepwater Horizon leaked oil in the Gulf of Mexico. And Jesse Eisenberg portrayed Mark Zuckerberg on film. It is 2010. 2010. I can't believe it's been like 10 years since that happened. Doesn't feel like it was that long ago, but still, 2010, the correct answer. Question number 9. The 3 songs which refer to types of castles by Ed Sheeran, Ian Van Dahl and Beyonce are Castle on the Hill for Ed Sheeran, Castles in the Sky for Ian Van Dahl, which is a real tune, and Beyonce sang about sand castles. Don't know that one. Question 10. Which celebrity dads named their kids Harper 7, River Rocket, and Buzz Michelangelo? Harper 7 is David Beckham's, River Rocket, Jamie Oliver, and Buzz Michelangelo, Tom Fletcher's child. Tom Fletcher is in McFly, in case you didn't know. Buzz Michelangelo. James says, could I have the answers for 1 to 3 again, please? Dipped out to check the football score. Yeah, sure. Green, white and red, an army of ants, and funky and psychedelic. Question 11 then. Which races were the J.R.R. Tolkien characters named Galadriel, Thorin Oakenshield and Gollum? Galadriel was an elf, Thorin Oakenshield was a dwarf, and Gollum was originally a hobbit. He was a store hobbit named Smeagol that became the creature known as Gollum. Question 12 then. The President-elect Joe Biden is the Senator for Delaware. Question 13. The chemical symbols of which 4 elements spell the word beastly when placed next to each other? They are beryllium, arsenic, thallium, and yttrium, I want to say. Yttrium? Beryllium, arsenic, thallium, and yttrium. Question 14. The names of the three principal gods of Hinduism are Shiva, Brahma, and Vishnu. And finally, question 15. The three countries that produced the most coffee in the world through 2019 are Brazil, Vietnam, and Colombia. 1 point for each again. Tally up your scores. Let me know if you need me to repeat any of those answers. Let's see how well you did. Let's check on the old football scores whilst we're there. Is it finished yet? 79 minutes played. 2-0. Okay, right. Back to the potluck round scores. They're coming in now. Freddie's Ficos, 32 points. Very good score indeed. Oh, Maddie's found loads of Chris's there. Look at that, yeah. Chris Whitty. Chris Everett, Chris O'Dowd, Chrissy Hind, Christine McVie. Yeah, very good. We like it. 20 points for Dave Brown. That's all right. 20 for Blackpool Bar Stewards. 32 points for Back in Black. 29 for Let's Get Quizzical. 22 for Cross Atlantic. All good scores. 25 for Half a Dozen. Run and Jew. 21 again for Tracy. Good score. 22 points for Andrew. Who else have we got? Any more scores? 22 points for Jan. Good score too. Thelma and Louise coming in with 15 points. Devices Uno, slightly better. 14 points. Yeah, slight improvement on the first round. That's okay. Sport round is next. See how you go. Excellent stuff. Keep them coming in. You can post them again if you haven't done so already. Just before we move on, what I would very much like, before we do the sport round, is one of the... Oh, here's some more scores. Okay, I'll do those in a minute. The way that these quizzes get put out in front of more people is by the interactions you make with my videos and anything I post. So if you haven't done so already, if you could smash that like button or do a good emoji in general reacting to this video, that would be great. Because the more they get, the more people these videos get put in front of, and we hopefully get more people interested in the quiz and having a bit of fun. So please do that. If you could. Thank you. Yes, that's great. Okay, GeForce, 30 points. Feeling smug. I knew Tom Fletcher's son's name. Very good. I thought that was really tricky. Yeah, I never knew that. James Bailey says, on my own, 25 points. I was thinking about Chris's and checking the football. You've still got 25. That's good. And 31 for Team Bath. The maximum score is 32 points. So for anybody that got 30 or more, that is outstanding. Very well done indeed. But Back in Black, I mean, you got 32 points. That is a maximum score. So yeah, excellent stuff there. And Freddie's Ficos, 32 points as well, I should say, looking back through what we got here. 29 for the Inquisitors. That's an excellent score too. Yeah, good stuff all round. You are kicking butt with the old general knowledge there, guys. I expected nothing less. Well done. Right, so your next round then is the sports round. Just a quick reminder, when the video is over, if you haven't done so already, do check the links in the description of this video and indeed all the videos I post in case you ever needed it again, to find where you can follow me on Twitter or on Instagram. I post other quizzes there, and also on TikTok I do a video quiz there called Quick Quiz, and on Lima for audio little quizzes. If you're in the Top Fan Facebook group, then you get those every day. I post them and I share them outside of that as well on Twitter in case you're not in the Top Fan group yet. You'll always get the link on Twitter as well. Sometimes I share them outside of those places, but only sometimes, depending on how I'm feeling. Chris T. the Redeemer. Christ the Redeemer. Okay, Owen, yeah. We might be scraping the bottom of the barrel right now for more Chris's, but appreciate the hashtag. Keep it going. Excellent stuff all round. Yes, but do check the link to see where you can follow me and support me. If you could do, that would be great. And sport round coming up, another 15 questions for you, and then the picture round as well will be posted at 9:30. It's scheduled to post very soon. So, oh, Chris Tarrant, of course. How can we forget Chris Tarrant? He hosted a quiz for years. That's a good one to add in. Yeah, I wonder how he'd do with our pub quizzes. I wonder. Better than the current host would of that show, I bet. Such a random pick to get Jeremy Clarkson to host Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Never understood that, but fair play. All right, question number 1 then. I've got to talk a little bit more about stuff, but I want to, conscious of time, so I'm going to carry on with the quiz round as well. Question number 1 in our sports round. How many horses take to the field of play in a polo match? How many horses take to the field of play in a polo match? Yeah, how many horses in total take to the field of play in a polo match? I have had the pleasure of going to see a polo match once, and it's very, very exciting to watch when they're near you. But the pitch is so big because there are horses running on it, right? It's massive, massive pitch. When it's at the far side, you haven't got a clue what's going on. You haven't got a clue where the ball's gone, and you're like, "What's going on?" And I was like, "Oh, okay, it's a bit boring now." And then they come thundering back again, and it's exciting for those few seconds. So that was my experience watching polo. Very random, but yeah. We shall see how you do with that one. Oh, Sarah says she's lost the feed. Oh no. Oh, that's not good. Refresh. Refresh whatever you're watching this on. James Bailey says Bobby's on the score sheet. He's never scored. Surely not. Question number 2, speaking of football, what does the abbreviation VAR stand for? What does the abbreviation VAR stand for? 1 point for each. See how you do with that one. Goodness me, yeah, you're right. 3-0. James is like, oh yes he has. Wow, happy days. I mean, you've still got to get another, what, 10 goals to go top of the league on goal difference. But still, yeah, I didn't think he would win by such a convincing amount. Thought Leicester were onto one, but this season. But in fairness, Liverpool are Liverpool right now. And yeah, they are always dangerous. Question number 3 then. Question 3 is for 3 points. Which golfers are nicknamed the Walrus, the Wild Thing, and El Nino? Which golfers are nicknamed the Walrus, the Wild Thing, and El Nino? Jace, hashtag you'll never walk alone. Oh dear. Consolation for Leicester, please. I predicted 3-1. Yes. Oh yeah, some of you, for those who don't know, some of us are part of a football prediction Facebook group where you get points for how close you are to predicting the accurate results, amongst other things. And you predicted 3-1 for this one. Oh. Yeah, we don't mind Leicester taking the stuffing. No, it's fine, isn't it? That's all right. Sarah's back. Welcome. All right, question number 4 now. Question 4. At which Winter Games did Torval and Dean win an Olympic gold medal? Maddie brought up Christopher Dean earlier on in our Tagger Chris conversation, but there you go. Randomly, they popped up in the sport round now. At which Winter Games did Torval and Dean win an Olympic gold medal? You just need to name the year. If you know where it happened, then fine. But naming the year is the important one, I think, for that one. Chris Jenner, yeah, you're all right. I'm glad you're not tagging her in. Not fussed about that lot. Maddie says, why did I bench Robertson? Oh no, do you know what? I forgot to go in and change my fantasy football team this weekend. I totally forgot. I thought, it'll be fine now. I've missed the deadline. I'm sure it'll be fine. No, I had 2 Liverpool players in my team. Both of them can't play. They couldn't play in today's game. So that's 2 out of my squad, at least, that won't have got me any points. Not happy. Not a good look. Question number 5 now. Question 5. High Flying Bird is a 2019 movie that is based around which sport? High Flying Bird is a 2019 movie that's based around which sport? high-flying bird. Yes, so we've got there's no Facebook Live quiz on Tuesday, guys. It's going to be the Patreon only quiz this Tuesday. But then in terms of quizzes in November, we will then have one again on the 29th. So that's next week, because we're still in November then. So I will remind you again at that point, but in case you didn't know, those who join my Patreon before the end of the month at any tier will be invited to December's Patreon only quiz night, which will be on the last Tuesday in December. So that's Tuesday the 29th, between Christmas and New Year. So normally it's only those at the £5 and the £10 tier a month that I invite to the Patreon only quiz night. If you join at the £2 level, even if it's just for December, you have to join before December 1st though. That's when payment's taken. If you join before then, you'll be included and be invited to that Patreon only quiz night, because I'd like to get some more of you joining for that one. So I'm opening it up to the lowest tier of my Patreon, along with all the other rewards that tier would normally get. You're welcome to join if it is just for December, or in general, everybody at Patreon will be invited to the quiz that month. So you'll get one every Tuesday, every Sunday, including that Patreon quiz night. So that was the one thing I wanted to tell you about. Question number 6, obviously the link's in the description, but you can always message me if you want to know more on how it works, no problem, or in the chat right now. Robertson is the best crosser in the business. James, I think you need to watch a bit more football, mate. Alright, question number 6, for 3 points. Chevrolet, 3, and Standard Chartered are the current shirt sponsors of which Barclays Premier League clubs? No clues in the comments. Chevrolet, 3, and Standard Chartered are the current shirt sponsors for which Barclays Premier League clubs? 1 point for each. Chevrolet, 3, and Standard Chartered. Question number 7 then. Question 7. What is the maximum score possible in 10-pin bowling? What is the maximum score possible in 10-pin bowling? Okay, question number 8 now. Question 8. The Blue Jays, the Braves, and the Cubs represent which 3 cities in Major League Baseball? The Blue Jays, the Braves, and the Cubs represent which 3 cities in Major League Baseball? 1 point for each. So Robertson is the best crosser in the business, but he's only been getting you 2 points each game recently. Not been. Those crosses aren't being converted then, are they? Enough, I guess. Question 8 once more. The Blue Jays, the Braves, and the Cubs represent which 3 cities in Major League Baseball? 3-0, game over. There we go. Spurs stay top of the league. Come on. Just got to keep it going now. It's a marathon, not a sprint, as they say. Okay, question number 9. In which city could you visit the Maracana Stadium? In which city could you visit the Maracana Stadium? In which city could you visit the Maracana Stadium? Question number 10 is for 3 points. Owen singing "We Are Top of the League." Yes, we are. Got to make the most of it. Oh, Ju's giving clues away here. She says, my country. Question number 10 then for 3 points. Put these heavyweight boxing champions into the correct order with the most knockouts first. Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson, and Frank Bruno. For 3 points, put these heavyweight boxing champions into the correct order with the most knockouts first. Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson, and Frank Bruno. 3 points in total. Into the last 5 questions of the evening, guys. Till you get to your pitch round. I'll tell you a bit about that after the next question, in case you missed it from the start of the video. Question 11 then. Question 11. Which rugby playing nation defeated the New Zealand All Blacks for the first time ever in November 2020? Which rugby playing nation defeated the New Zealand All Blacks for the first time ever in November 2020? That is some achievement. Okay, your next question then is question number 12. Which 3 British cyclists have been made into a knight or a dame? Which 3 British cyclists have been made into a knight or a dame? 1 point for each. You've got another 3 points up for grabs for question 13. We're on F1 for question 13. Whose engines powered Red Bull, McLaren, and Racing Point's 2020 Formula One teams? Whose engines powered Red Bull, McLaren, and Racing Point's 2020 Formula One teams? Name the manufacturers of the engines. One point for each. Question number 14 now. Question 14. Who did Arsenal sack in October and then rehire in November of this year? Who did Arsenal sack in October and then rehire in November of this year? Now, I spend quite a lot of time, in terms of social media, I spend a fair bit of it on Twitter, especially football Twitter, being a Spurs fan. There's a lot of good stuff out there, a lot of funny stuff out there, always interesting place to be. But when this news broke, football Twitter, as in all the people who are on Twitter mainly for football, were absolutely in shock that a football club as big as Arsenal would sack someone like this, yet pay their players hundreds of thousands of pounds a week. It's just ridiculous. So yeah, I'll talk a little bit more about it when I tell you the answer, because it's just ridiculous. Not just being biased because I'm a Spurs fan, but still, I know even Arsenal fans were not happy about this news. Question 15, the final question then of the evening. Which 3 nations have won the most medals in the heptathlon at the Summer Olympic Games since it became a recognised event in 1984? Which 3 nations have won the most medals, so any medals, in the heptathlon at the Summer Olympic Games since it became a recognised event in 1984? You don't have to put them in order, but just name the 3 for 1 point each. that's the end of the sport round. So have a think about those three nations, but let me know if you need any questions repeated, as always. And then we'll go through the answers and see how well you did. And we'll say our goodbyes, and then you'll have the pitch around in about just over 15 minutes time. That'll be shared. The pitch around this evening is movie posters. Just the first letter of the movie's title has been taken from the poster, and they're letters A to Z, so one movie for each letter of the alphabet, and you have to guess the movie title for 1 point each, because some movie posters are so iconic. That's all you need to recognise what that movie could be. Can we repeat question 13, please? Yes, I absolutely can. Whose engines powered Red Bull, McLaren and Racing Point's 2020 Formula One teams? 1 point for each. Whose engines powered Red Bull, McLaren and Racing Point's 2020 Formula One teams? 1 point for each. So yeah, you've got that picture around come in. It's pretty good. I really like this one, actually. Owen says we will be rubbish at the pitch around you and your movies. They're not all new movies. There's a lot of classic movies there, so you never know. I'm sure they weren't all released in the 90s, as we discovered the other week, Owen. You spend most of the 90s in the pub. They weren't all released then, so maybe you'll be okay. But have a look at it anyway, and you can share it with your friends and family, of course. You're more than welcome to. Just let them know where you got it. That's all I ask. If you want to take it and share it, I think that's fair. Give the video a like before you go as well, if you haven't done so already, or any good emoji. That would be appreciated as well. All helps out. Thank you for the repeat, Andrew says. No problem. I haven't had any more repeats come in, so I'm going to start going through those answers. And then we'll see how well you did, okay? If I do see a repeat pop up, I will repeat it quickly if I haven't already got to it. Question number 1 then in the sport round. How many horses take to the field in a polo match? Devices Uno concede defeat with this round. Better luck next week, perhaps. Yeah. All right, okay. So for question number 1, it is 8, because it's 4 a side in polo. 8 horses in total. Question 2, VAR stands for Video Assistant Referee. Video Assistant Referee. Question 3, which golfers are nicknamed the Walrus, the Wild Thing and El Nino? It is Craig Stadler, John Daly and Sergio Garcia. Question 4, the Winter Olympic Games where Torval and Dean won their gold medal was Sarajevo 1984. Question 5, High Flying Bird is a 2019 movie that was based around basketball. Question 6, Chevrolet, 3 and Standard Chartered are the current shirt sponsors for Manchester United, Chelsea and Liverpool. Question 7, the maximum score possible in 10-pin bowling is 300 points. James says very accurate rhythm for VAR. Close. 300 points for 10-pin bowling. Question 8. The Blue Jays, the Braves and the Cubs represent the following 3 cities in Major League Baseball. It is the Toronto Blue Jays, the Atlanta Braves and the Chicago Cubs. Question number 9. In which city could you visit the Maracana Stadium? That is in Rio de Janeiro. Question number 10. The heavyweight boxing champions in the correct order, most knockouts first, are in first place Mike Tyson with 44, then Frank Bruno with 38, and then Lennox Lewis with 32. Question 11. Which rugby playing nation defeated the New Zealand All Blacks for the first time ever in November 2020? It was Argentina. Question 12. Which 3 British cyclists made it into a knight or a dame? It is Bradley Wiggins, Chris Hoy, there's another one for Tagger Chris, if it hasn't been said already, and Sarah Story for 3 points. Question 13. The 3 engines that powered Red Bull, McLaren and Racing Point for 2020 are Honda for Red Bull, Renault for McLaren and Mercedes for Racing Point. And question 14, Arsenal in October sacked Gunnosaurus, their mascot. Yeah, the person in a dinosaur suit that normally would wander around the pitch during a match, delighting the kids and having fun with the crowd, doing all that stuff. They sacked him, and he was on like minimum wage, like a ridiculous salary compared to footballers. Really sad, but they rehired him in November. So I think Özil actually offered to pay his salary in the end, and then they went, "Do you know what? Maybe we should just rehire him." Stupid. I know clubs are trying to save money, but come on. All right, and question 15, the final question. Which three nations have won the most medals in the heptathlon? Oh, sorry. Question 9 was Rio. It was Rio de Janeiro for number 9. Question 15. Great Britain have won 6 medals in the heptathlon. The USA have won 4, and Germany have won 4. So Great Britain, USA, and Germany for 3 points. Very accurate rhythm is from the Peter Crouch summer TV show, was it? Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't know that. So there's your answers for the sports round then. You've got about 10 minutes until that picture round's posted, so we're making good time, finishing time for you to have a look at that, and I'll post the answers to the picture round in the comments. Let's see how well you did in this round though. Put your scores and your team names in the comments, and yeah, again, if you haven't given a like for the video before you move on, please do that. 10 points for Andrew. Reminder to you all that it's Patreon quiz night this Tuesday, so there won't be a quiz night on Facebook Live, but I will be back on Sunday next week for the next one, and then Tuesday, Tuesday, until lockdown 2 is up, and then it'll probably just be Tuesdays again from then on, assuming lockdown 2 finishes when it's planned to. If it doesn't, we'll just carry on. Here's some more scores coming in now. 28 for Freddy's Fickos, 17 for Blackpool Bar Stewards, 26 for the Inquisitors, 26 for Back in Black, 21 for Let's Get Quizzical. Chu says, I'm not sure I will share it. Oh, that's okay. Oh, no, she did. 10 points. G-Force, 18 points. If you'd like a music round for tonight, I've shared it in the Top Fan group for those who have access to that. You earn a Top Fan badge by being a Patreon or by liking and sharing, and Facebook will eventually award you with it for being interactive on my posts. I might share it on the main page as well. I haven't decided on that yet. But you can also go over to my Twitter and see it shared there, or on Lima. Download the Lima app and give me a follow. All the little quiz rounds, including music rounds I posted, are all there to listen to. Which is this thing right here. Links all in the description for everything I talk about, by the way. Vehemently awful rubbish, VAR. Yeah, yeah, unless it works out in your favour, then it's rubbish, right? On my own, 25 points. 12 for Team Bath. Thank you again, Chris, says Vernia. You're welcome. Tracy says, happy with 16 for the sport round. Good night, everyone. And Eric says, thank you for tonight, and we'll be back next week. Yeah, I hope to see you there. Tad, thank you. Glad you could join again, as always. Hope you're doing well, too. If I haven't said that already. Thank you all, everybody. It's been fun tonight. Slightly busier one than normal, which I love to see. You know, the more turnout we get, the bigger and better I feel this quiz is going. It really means a lot to me, and I hope you're getting a lot out of it still, too. Thank you for your time. Enjoy the picture round. Check out the music round if you haven't already. Give us a follow. Click on the links in the description, please, and see how you get on following me there. Martin says thanks and night to all. See you all soon. And Sarah saying thanks as well. Hashtag Tagger Chris. Absolutely. Yeah, we might bring that back again on Sunday. Let's see. We'll have some fun though. Andy says cheers, Chris. And James, loads of great comments. I'll react to them all when I have hung up from this call or this live feed. I hope you all take care now and stay safe. And I will see you, as always, same time next time for more of the same fun. Cheers. Good night.